this issue has settled on 1 year as a defensible median that gives you enough time to really get somewhere, and if extended, they'd be looking at another 6 or 12-month period. What this board decides within that continuum is up to this board. They could decide on 18 months. The longer it is, the harder it is to defend. So 12 months was a good rule of thumb that, at least in this county, probably based largely on my advice, I think is a good starting point. But the town's free to go 2 years if they wanted to. It's just harder to defend when you do that.
Any other questions, James?
Yeah, I really appreciate this meeting. I think it was run really well, and I think people really listen to each other, and I think it's a complex topic. And I'm got 2 questions. How do we know if we're going to have another discussion, or do we have a hearing next? And the other question is, I understand the titles of the 5 topics that the board wants to work on to protect the town. I don't understand the details involved in each of them. But one item that's not on there I'm wondering about, at the meeting in Speedsville, Mr. Anderson said that the town could tax gas production somehow, so we'd never have to pay taxes again personally, that the town would just be rich. And is there any way that the town can make money off of either drilling that's happening in this town or secondary activities that are in this town? Yes or no? Those are my questions. Thank you.
Unless we would have some operating fee, the only tax that we, the only revenue available to the town would be ad valorem tax, property tax. That's set by the state Department of Real Property Tax Services, or so. So that's what we have to work within, and I would have to say that if you were to take the factors that are currently involved, that we currently have for just other gases that are produced right now, there's no formula that's been put together for shale gas. So they're just working on other, the quote-unquote other category. The amount of revenue that Dr. Anderson said is exaggerated by at least a factor of 100, if not 1,000. But there is some revenue that comes, and the amount of revenue will be determined by ORS. They will say that the gas that comes out of the well is this has this much value, and then in a well that's drilled in an area when it's producing gas, produces so many thousands or millions of cubic feet in a year, and that's what the ad valorem tax will be based on. So, first of all, estimate the formula we don't know. If you use a formula that we do know, and you use that some basic number for gas to be produced, the number that we receive from Mr. Anderson is way inflated. But we don't know how much is going to be produced. We don't know the formula, so it's all speculation.
So there's nothing for the board to work on. And one other thing is, I really am disappointed that Linda, as a board member, left early before the discussion was over.
I don't want to address the second issue, but I do want to supplement what Don had to say. And that was that, one, let me play the role of a cynic. If there's money out there, do you think the state is really going to give it to the local government? Let's be realistic, okay?
Okay, that says enough.
Two, though, there are some secondary levels of income from if there is a process or procedure in your township and people are buying goods and services or gasoline, there is some sales tax revenue that comes. But you'd have to get to some of the $11 million a year numbers that I've seen being bandied about by certain factions, you'd have to have sales. I mean, literally every vehicle would have to fill up every time, only at a particular gas station. They'd have to eat, sleep, drink, buy tires, buy everything in your town to get to those numbers. The impact, I'm the town attorney for Lansing, so we have taxes that are based on what happens at the mall, for example. What impact was there when these sort of, for lack of a better term, pseudo box or big box stores went in and produced massive sales? Did that create a tax boom for the town so that they could the schools just stop? Hey, we're all good. No. So those secondary levels of taxes really aren't going to get you to the numbers, but there are some secondary issues that come into play. That the real property taxes are where the real game is at for local government.
Thank you. How about the hearing?
Are there other questions related to the draft moratorium?
I just want to make a statement. I think we're fortunate we got a town board that can control some of the things that happens in our town. We get a lot of restrictions that come from Washington, New York State, town board. We've got intelligent people making decisions to guide this town where we should be going. I don't know where we should be going. I ain't got many more years left in it, so maybe you young people better be more concerned than I am. But I do care about my water, and we all use energy every day. And we all, well, a lot of it use natural gas every day, 365 days a year. Where does it come from? Have they got a safer way to get it out that they're going to do it in the town of Caroline? Good. Let's pay the freight and get it here. I'm in the freight business too. Responsible drilling. That's all